Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Hi, Glorious E. Kenneth Blanksley, Teresa Baltazar, everyone, Ron Conditional of Tarot. It's in the music, Diana, Craig Dixon, I almost forgot. Okay, today is Tuesday, and any of you watching that hearing, CBP and others are testifying in front of the, let me see how they call, well, they're testifying in the Homeland Security Subcommittee. I don't feel DHS is doing, is representing themselves well. And also intuitively I feel Swalwell, among others, are setting up a trap for all those people. Meaning they ask you a question and you lie, and I'm going to give you an example. When they call you back, or when Democrats come into power, they're going to be held accountable. That's my prediction. And the reason why I'm saying this, and I predicted this, I don't remember, January of 2025, I said, at the time I did not know, or maybe even before that, at the time I did not know Palantir, the company that makes all kinds of, I don't know what to, I mean, security is not the word. Spying is more like it on private citizens, because that's what they do. I did not know about them, but some of you who have been with me for a while, you may remember I predicted, I described, I saw Elon Musk and a bunch of other, people were sitting in the large room with monitors, and they were monitoring different activities or that people were taking part in and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that was my way of high level explaining where I felt this was going. And they asked that guy Lyons, Swalwell asked him, in fact, does ICE have a database where they are storing people's information, pictures, among other things? He said no. Intuitively, I feel that was a lie, because those agents that are running around in the streets, taking people's pictures and doing all kinds of stuff, they don't have the smarts to be talking about all those things. Some of them do. I'm not saying all of them. Okay, if there weren't a database or a repository somewhere, even if it's being tested, it's not operational yet. My friends, this is the easiest thing for a company like Palantir to do. Okay, all you have to do, they have a large database. Just like you upload your picture into any kind of storage, virtual storage you have, it's the same thing. Okay, they send the picture and whatever other information that they have on you, the license plate of your car, all that kind of stuff, all by scanning. And also, I don't know if any of you have played with this. For example, okay, oh my God, as I'm saying this, I forgot to do something. You can take a screenshot, okay, of your monitor, okay, and you can extract only the characters that are on there, okay. You can do a number of things. So this is the easiest thing. And you know what? He said, no, there is no such thing. They don't have an application like that. I'm like, oh boy, that's going to be a problem down the road somewhere. My prediction is Democrats are playing a smart game. They know they have a very good chance of taking over the House. And based on what I am hearing, I already predicted a long time ago that Republicans were going to be like decimated. Most of them are going to lose their seats. Those of you who have been with me for a while, I said that maybe 6, 7 years ago. Okay, I predicted that 6 or 7 years ago, and it's going to come. I did not, at the time, I did not think Trump was going to be back in the White House. But what I said still stands, and that's what you're seeing. It's unfolding as I speak, as we watch. So Democrats, knowing their chances of winning in November, they are laying the groundwork and also paying attention to all the different ways they know that Republicans can either suppress the vote and other tactics that they're using. Because Republicans has one very, an Achilles heel. People who used to work for them, who are not fans of Trump, are explaining and letting Democrats know, or anybody for that matter who's interested, because they too feel the country is heading in the wrong direction. This is not a conservative administration. This is a racist administration. They know. And intuitively, I feel, no matter what Stephen Miller, Vought, and company are trying to do, they are fooling themselves if they think they're going to win. I know they're not going to stop until they are stopped. I've been saying this for a few years now. But my friends, this is going to be epic. I know right now none of us are enjoying the direction our country is going. Okay? But when this day is over, and it will come, that day will come, you will see the work Democrats have been doing and laying the groundwork on how they're going to prosecute a lot of people. And you know something? Somebody, as I'm saying this, there's a congressman who gave up the game a little bit. I don't know his name. I've heard his name before. It feels like to me he's from Asia. He's very outspoken. He has a very strong Asian accent. Okay? Some of you probably know who I am talking about. He has dark hair. He's not a big guy. He's just, probably around 5'9", 5'10" in stature, in height. He's not a big guy. He said, he asked Lyon again, I believe. No, not Lyon. There's another guy. I don't know the name of the other guy. He asked the other guy, do you think you're going to need a pardon from Trump? The guy said, I didn't do anything to need a pardon from Trump. He says, well, you better hope you get a pardon from Trump, because what's coming, you're going to be held responsible for the actions of the people who report to you. And when he said that, already after as I was watching Swalwell questioning Lyons, I already knew what was coming. But when he said that, and the guy said that, he's never going to admit that he's hoping for a pardon. But still, that was telling. And it confirmed to me what plans Democrats have in store for those guys. And like I told you guys, the House will not be able to do this on their own. They're going to need some kind of special something, a body, to hold hearings and do all those activities that are going to be required. Because if they don't, they're never going to have time. The amount of work it's going to take to put this country back together. And something, I was watching, I believe it was Nicolle Wallace, and they were talking about DOJ, how it's being dismantled. And I said this before, that's why I'm repeating this, it's worth it. I said when this administration is over, we will be able to rebuild, and potentially we will bring people back. I don't know how many of you will remember I said that. they will bring as many people who are willing to come back to work in the government again to help rebuild what we had. And she said the same thing, and she's an expert. She used to work for DOJ. She was fired, I think, last year. In this case, being fired is nothing. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's because she did not want to swear an oath to Trump. She swore an oath to the Constitution, and so is everyone else in the government. But right now, in fact, she said it. Bundy required everyone. You work for Trump. You have to do what he wants you to do. But intuitively, I feel, my friends, I don't like what I'm seeing either. Okay, this is not America. But there's going to be a day of reckoning. And if I were Trump and the people around him, I would listen to David Pakman. He said it in a clearer way, because we do different things. This is psychic reading. He reports. I just predict, what he says, the outcome of what he's reporting on. That's the best way to put it. So hang on tight. Don't worry. This is not going to end well for a lot of those people. That's my prediction. And when I say it's not going to end well, what I mean, they're going to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law to prevent this from ever happening again. And I'm seeing money. Anyone who took money, and I'm going to segue into the first topic in my title. Okay, I'm sure some of you saw the Rachel. Yeah, I think I'm trying for a moment there. I'm like, is it Rachel or Rachel? Raquel. It's Rachel. Sorry, because I'm confusing with. Do you guys remember Raquel Welch, the model? Anyway, Rachel, last night when she was talking about the different places where they're having warehouses, as she was talking about that, those warehouses, they have other plans for them, it feels like to me. Those warehouses are not only for undocumented immigrants. Do you guys remember Trump said once he wants to deport criminals, American-born citizens who commit crimes? They want to. There is something I'm not quite sure how Stephen Miller is going to engineer it. Okay, it's going to be a combination of political prisoners and criminals. It's going to be a combination of those things. That's what Stephen Miller. Do you guys remember when he said they have total? What was? I don't remember the term he used. But no one is supposed to question the administration, something to that effect. He used a $1.50 word to say what he wanted to say. Don't remember the word right now. But the point is, intuitively I feel we're not going to have those warehouses only for undocumented immigrants, and I'll tell you why. And I didn't realize that until this morning I read it. Let me look at something. ICE, among other agents, are not obeying the court decisions. when I heard that this morning, I was feeling since last evening, okay, that those warehouses, it's not, I mean, why do you need that much square footage? I mean, the notion that you're going to store human beings is crazy enough. So they have other ideas in mind. They simply it's like converted, the first step, because like before they said, oh, only the criminals, the worst of the worst. All of a sudden they start kidnapping people from the streets. And then they ask, they go different people. And to whatever I feel, if they were to last, if that's this administration, because I don't feel this is going to last, but if this administration was to last long enough, that would be the next step. Just like they're doing. And in fact, Swalwell asked, was it Swalwell? No, it's not Swalwell. It's the I forget his name. He's from the Sassoon family. He represents New York, a district in New York. I don't remember which one. He asked Lyon that the way his agents are going out, arresting people, spraying people, mistreating people, do they do that in Russia? Do they do that, or in different dictatorship places where they have dictators? The guy didn't like that very much. He didn't want to answer well. It devolved from there. But intuitively, I feel that guy Lyon is suspicious. He hasn't been told where Miller wants to take this, but he knows this is wrong. Miller is simply preparing the next step. He's never been received a major pushback in his entire life. He has been able to get away with everything that he wants or does. This is going to blow up, my friends. Americans are not going forward. And if you listen to like what Lyon said, I know they are basically behaving the way Trump expects them to behave. Tough guy, we're doubling on everything. And if you listen to the way he was speaking in his introduction statement, okay, to me it sounded like we are his enemy when he went and said, this is a challenge to Americans, it feels like to me. Because if you want to build an organization, just like the police, they don't want to escalate, they don't want to be a confrontational force, because we are paying them to protect us. But when you're daring somebody indirectly, some people are going to take you on that challenge. And I don't know how many of you saw it. He said, if people think they're going to back down or whatever they do, he's going to force them to start carrying out their mission. Okay? They are mistaken. I'm paraphrasing something to that effect. It's not going to work. And the way they speak, the tone, is a disaster in the making. And again, I hope I'm wrong. This will blow up at some point. It's a matter of when it happens. Just like Governor Walz said, and the chief of police in Minneapolis said, it's a matter of time before something bad really happens. And if you listen to the way lions speak, there is no de-escalation. They think they're going to win. And I can tell you, intuitively, they are dreaming. Yes. People want to be peaceful. No one want to, confrontation or anything of that sort. But with that mindset, the provocation, the arrogance, the lies. I've seen it all before, and it did not end well. And if you hear everything that's happening in Haiti, it's, it's a shame to making the comparison. It's similar to what I remember. I'm sorry to say, Papa Doc and the people around him took as much money from the Haitian treasury as they possibly could. The only thing he used to do is drop pennies in the streets as he drives by, inspecting his possessions, because that's what we were basically when you are living under a dictatorship. The dictator owns you, and they lied, they cheat, they steal. And they brutalize people, and that's what we are seeing. I've seen this. That's what we are seeing unfold. It may not be exactly the same, but the end was not good. If you listen, somebody said, like I said the other day, I don't want to say I understand the gangs. I'm not quite sure how to put it. The top of the gang chiefs, okay, they hire young people who are hungry, desperate to go out and do the biddings for them, and they are killing people left and right for no reason. The other day there was this young guy. I don't know how old he was, but he looks like probably 14. Him alone, Lord knows how many people. He got killed not too long ago, or sometime last week. In Haiti, I'm talking about. He's about 14. But the point I'm trying to make is Papa Doc and his people left the country in such a devastated, destitute way. And that trauma is what's playing out down there. I'm not saying the exact same thing is going to happen here or it's going to play here. But potentially, if this is not nip in the bud, that's what's coming. If you see Trump, and I'm not the only one, I'm not accusing him. If you read, in fact, and I think I mentioned it, I says people were going to write, investigative journalists was going to write articles about what's going on. And they are talking about the way he and his family are enriching themselves, among a whole slew of other things that they are doing. Please let me know if I'm wrong in the comments, you guys. Okay, somebody told me the other day, because I grew up in Haiti, I can't use the same thing for here. Oh yes, I can. It's the same thing. It's not one on one, the steps are the same. And the result will be similar. It may not be exact, but we're not going to get there. Those of you, I don't want to frighten anyone. Okay, I'm just showing the parallel. And Swalwell and Company, thank God, we have a system in this country. That's what's going to stop the progression to where we are, like to the way things turned out in Haiti. But there can be small skirmishes in between that can be this, like the state Haiti is in right now. Okay, for example, if some people in some state decide, we've had enough of this. These guys going out, abuse women, abuse babies. If a baby gets killed, Americans don't like that. And then something bad happens. So a group of people decide to take the law into their own hands. It's a disaster. The potential is there. I'm not seeing it happening. I'm saying there's potential for it. But all of us must vote in November to prevent those things. And yes, there will be a body to bring every single one of those people you see abusing others in the next, I'm not sure if it's, in the next couple of years or a little longer, but it won't be long because I don't see, in fact, let me give you an example. Democrats suggested that agents wear cameras, they don't wear masks, among other things suggestions that they have, and also control the agents. I don't remember which one of the suggestions that Stephen Miller did not like. He basically said whatever the suggestion was dead on arrival. I'm not surprised because I don't expect him to stop what they are doing or pull back. In fact, if anything, if you hear what's happening in Minneapolis, they are redoubling the efforts or continuing the same activities, whereas a normal presidency, administration, if you will, okay, would say, this is wrong, may happen, and they back off and fix things. Or they didn't have to do all this anyway. Continue the way the path Obama and among other presidents left behind to go out and deport people. But my friends, hang in there. My predictions, it may take a little while, but all these people, the law is going to catch up with them. That's my prediction. The next reference is, again, we're going to, yes, I spoke about defying the judges, and I'm going to revisit again the Epstein files, okay, the emails. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because it's going to get worse. Well, according to reports, there is something about one John, if you will, wrote an email stating that there's some kind of torture that took place, or a video about torturing a little girl, a young girl, if you will. Okay. And the guy said he liked it. I don't know which one of those things or a combination thereof. But my friends, all those things, little ticks, until they can no longer carry the load, and it's going to cause the implosion of this administration. That's my prediction. And please, don't worry, be happy. We're going to see things that we don't like. But the day the bubble busts, and it's coming, a lot of people they better get their answers ready because the law is coming. If you have questions, please let me know. Somebody, I believe, excuse me. Oh, yes, there is again, that's part of one of my prediction. I told you a number of times, I predicted that GOP is splintering. I just read this morning, I believe it's from Axios, a GOP rebellion against President Trump's tariff appears imminent, according to Punchbowl News, not Axios, sorry. Punchbowl News reported Tuesday, with a handful of House Republicans telling the outlet that they are ready to challenge the president's signature trade policy by the day's end on the House floor, meaning today. Okay. I feel that's going to be a major contention, and it's because their constituents, the prices of everything is rising. It's unsustainable for a lot of us. So those representatives have no choice. They're doing everything they can to bring something home, so they stood for something. A lot of them are vulnerable, and they will still lose their seats. But they're going to try. That's what I feel is happening. But that's part of the breaking up of the GOP caucus. Well, in Ukraine says, imminent, we've been paying too much for groceries for a year. They've let us try already. I know what you mean, but I had to read. Oh my God. This is an interesting question. Oh my God, I lost track of it. Okay, I see it. Crawford says, will Lutnick resign or get fired over Epstein files? He's not going to get fired. And let me tell you guys, let me put it to you this way. Yes, it's embarrassing for him. He's never found himself in it. And unfortunately, I missed it. I did not know he was going to testify today. But intuitively, I feel like saying the probability of him resigning is about 50, 60%. Because he feels like he was humiliated. He's a billionaire. He's not used to people addressing him that way. And he loves riding on Air Force One. He loves to be around Trump, gazing in his eyes, smiling. Okay? This guy is going nowhere if he can help it. And if he can overcome the embarrassment he suffered testifying this morning, he's not going anywhere. A lot of those people, they are there. They all have their own goals. Senator Tillis, I believe I explained yesterday, he was talking about Stephen Miller. They all have an agenda. This guy, you think, his family is, they are all in business with the Trumps. They're making billions. He's not going to walk away. And we know what's driving them. They don't have enough. I don't know how many billions he's worth. But he wants to be a trillionaire just like Elon Musk wants to be a trillionaire. Unless barring something nasty happens to him in the White House. I doubt. Well, first of all, Trump is not going to fire anyone over Epstein. Because this guy knows what. In fact, even Trump said there is a new tidbit that came out last night in the emails. Trump saying to a chief of police in West Palm Beach or Palm Beach, I don't remember which one. Everyone knows what Epstein is up to. So he basically told on himself too. So that guy knows a lot more. I'm talking about, what's his name? The guy who gazed, Lutnick. I had to look at, okay. They know a lot more than they're letting on. I'm sure you guys know that. Trump is not going to fire him or anyone else in his administration over Epstein unless he's going to. Okay? The only person I feel Trump may fire is Stephen Miller, because what's going on before whatever is going to happen, and I don't know, I can't tell whether he's going to get sick, that's causing him to leave, or I'm not saying he's passing, or people just rise up, we're not going to take it anymore, and start calling and annoying their representative to impeach him. Then he'll probably try to fire Miller, because everyone is blaming Miller, and Tillis, among others, we don't know about, but I don't feel it's only Tillis who has called Trump to tell him Miller is not doing a good job for you. But Miller is doing Trump's job. the way he's telling the people to go about doing it, Miller that is, okay, is atrocious. It's, none of us like what we are watching on TV every day. So Trump will fire him just to see if he can appease the people. Not gonna work. That's my prediction. Let's see what happens, friends. Okay. But no, I doubt it. Let's see. Thank you very much. It's the music designer. Thank you, Milou, for helping us all keep the faith, humor, and hope. Yes. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Okay. I'm looking for questions. I didn't forget to do the card thing today. There are a couple, and well, I ran out of time anyway. And a lot of people misunderstand. I'm not going to use the card in lieu of doing my intuitive readings. No, it's a fun thing. It's something different to get people's attention. Hopefully, I'll attract more people, get everyone involved. It's always good to get the audience involved. So at the end of the show tomorrow, I'm going to hopefully I can do it. Talk for 20 minutes and do the card stuff. That's my plan, because I have to learn to control how long I talk. But it's not something I'm going to use to. I don't need the card to make prediction. I've been here for almost 9 years now. Oh Lord, doing this. So. I'm going to continue doing this the way I've been doing it. But tomorrow we will interpret what the cards that I pulled last Friday. Somebody made a comment that I was cracking up. She says, the past is going to be, it's going to be too late to read about because there are 3 cards, the past, present, and future. And she's going to be the past. She says the past is going to be too old. So I thought that was funny. I don't know how to do cards. I understand how it's supposed to work, but it's a fun thing. Let's have some fun. But I'm not going to replace the way I do my reading, so don't worry, my friends. It's too late for me to be learning that stuff anyway. I have too many other stuff to do. I'm looking for questions. Dan Goldman, thank you very much, Josh Matthews. Dan Goldman is the representative of New York that I could remember his name when I explained to you the way he was asking. I believe he was talking to lions. Yeah, I think he was talking to lions. Or I don't remember the name of the other 3 people. But he's pretty good. He was a prosecutor, according to him, for 10 years. And he was asking some pretty good questions. So, yes, thank you. All right, I think this is it, friends. Let's see. You know something else that's happening? I'm reading Krista McCracken post where she says, I have a local hardware store right around the corner. Local guy owns it. Another thing that's happening in Minneapolis, a lot of small businesses are going out of business. And it's because of the way ICE is operating. But I feel it's intentional, because it feels like to me, Trump is not going to succeed in doing this. A lot of red states are in an impoverished state. So if he can, in some ways, affect the economy of some of those blue states, to turn them against, in order for the people to vote for Republican governors, or for Republicans to be governors, he'll do it. These guys will stop at nothing to get their way. But to be honest with you, I don't feel it's going to work. No. They have shown their hands that they have no scruples. Whatever it takes to get to where they want, they'll do it. And it's not going to work. Americans, in fact, they are blaming Trump for, according to polls, for a whole bunch of stuff. And the economy first. He's number one in that poll. They blame him for basically cratering the price, the inflation and all of that. And that's why I feel some Republicans are going to go on strike today in the House and do something about tariffs. And him fighting with Canada, he'll lose again because he's trying to do something with some bridge that's supposed to open. I did not know about that. I just found out about last night. He wants some kind of money from Canada. Yeah, right. Good luck with that. Okay. I agree. Remember, the Pasquale says double down is an unsustainable policy, exactly. But try to tell those guys that they have no idea. Well, Stephen, no one has ever stood up to Stephen and counter whatever he throws at them. He's going to learn this time. Yeah. After Trump fires him, the House is going to go after, they're going to prosecute him. And he's not the only one. That's basically that's what's coming. And that's what's going to keep this country at peace. It won't degenerate like, unfortunately, the trauma that Papadoc regime left Haiti and the country turned into a basket case. You know, us Haitians, well, unfortunately, I was too young, and when I left, thank God I was here. I'm happy. But unfortunately, those who are left, they suffered, okay? But like right now, I know a lot of you are not interested, but I'll share it anyway. There are some Haitians maybe that would appreciate this. Now, hearing all the atrocities that's going on down there, okay? Americans and the rest of the world are helping them get rid of the gangs, be able to set up a situation where they can elect a new president, right? Instead of saying, you know, the people have been suffering for how long now? Lord knows. Okay? They are dying. They are being kidnapped. You know what? There's a guy over there. I believe his name is Guy something. I don't remember his last name. Okay? He's saying to people, we need a revolution. A peaceful revolution, fine. They want to go and start a revolution killing people. Are you kidding me? That's the thing, you know, and it's because he wants to be president. That's his goal. He wants to be president of the country. And I'm here, he's over there, maybe I don't know. But I don't see, he doesn't have a plan on how he's going to do anything for the country. But he wants to be president, he wants a revolution, and a lot of Haitians are going for it. I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest with you, because the international community is down there and they want to put the country, thank God, okay? They want to put the country, they're doing the right thing. You know, when you find yourself in those situations, no solution is perfect, but it is something. Instead of everyone, those leaders, calm the population down, says, okay, you know, we have help to put the country back on its feet. Let's do that. And then we will go and peacefully, because we've been killing one another for a very long time. And the kids that I see that are dying, yes, they are gang members. But those guys are 14, 15, 16. They're stupid and dumb, just like I was when I was 15, 16. You put an M4 or a rifle in their hands, of course they're going to kill people. You know? But instead of, oh, his name is Guy Philippe. I'm hearing the Philippe. I'm like, what am I hearing Philippe? He's the guy that I told you who's demanding. He's a former military, and he wants people to take arm again to go fight. I think this is the craziest thing. Instead of saying to people, embrace the international community, let's help ourselves out of this, and then, or in the meantime, we plan what we want to do and how we want to move the country forward. No, he wants a revolution. The goal is for him to be president. And then I guarantee you he won't be any better than Papa Doc. Anyway, my friends, thank you very much for spending time with me. Thank you, Chat Managers, for your help. I appreciate it. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is under the video, psychicmilou.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. If you like the channel, you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe, and also don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up, that would help me a lot. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow, unless something major happens later. Till then, bye.